Welcome to the first video I've ever made where I will be discussing one of the most debated terms in the artist world. Artificial intelligence. Dun dun dun! I know you are here for the ranting, but before I begin, please keep comments as clean as the content you're viewing. My channel is meant to be safe for all ages, so any comments containing language, swear implying acronyms, or anything inappropriate, NFSW I guess it's called today, will be deleted. Be as creative with your words as you please, just don't be crude. YouTube is the first time I've dared to make my art public, and coming onto my first social media, I was guarding myself for haters, against people who would trace, repost my art, or worse, take it through AI and cart it off like they drew it. So I made a watermark. And watermarks do tend to protect you from theft. What I wasn't told is that the stolen artwork would still include the mark, that YouTube would be the thief, and it would be published under my name. On July 17th of this year, apparently 2 days after a fatal update to YouTube software, I posted a speed paint short of me drawing one of my own characters as a chibi. It was really adorable, and I liked how it turned out, so I figured I'd post it. I hadn't made a short before and it looked like fun. Honestly, I didn't even notice anything aside from the fact that the video quality was horrendous once I'd run it through YouTube software to put it up on my channel. But one of the artists I'm subscribed to shared a post where a girl named Sleepy Gemstone claimed that AI had run her art through a filter to tweak lines, details, and overall color. Then she'd put them side by side. You have to look really closely to see where details in the drawing were changed, but if you look with a sharp eye, you can tell the AI put its spin on it. It's like circle the difference on steroids. Unfortunately, it seems that YouTube even changed the community post so that the version she tried to show as her original was tainted too. After I saw this, I dug through my own media and tried to see if my own art had been affected. And it had! That speed paint I mentioned a moment ago was where I found the issue. This was one of the rare times my hand found the motivation to go full throttle on color and detail, and I even added little whiskers for fun. Well, I guess whatever YouTube ran it through decided to make those whiskers a little more abstract. If you look closely, I only drew 2 here beside her head floof on the original, but the shorts version made them look mangled and odd. Hardly perceptible, but they're all the same. Not only that, but the video was better quality before I posted it, and then it got fuzzier. Granted, if you zoomed in on my editing platform, stuff would look pixelated, but I'd rather have pixelated than fuzzy and foggy to try and hide the fact that they were messing with something they shouldn't be. I'm not angry because my drawing was put through AI. After all, what harm is there? I mean, you can hardly tell, right? I'm overreacting. No, I'm not mad because my art was edited. I'm upset because it was done without my permission. Not only that, but they wrecked the video quality just enough that I wouldn't see it unless I was looking really hard. I know there are people who generate images, but I personally don't want AI to be allowed to learn from what I've created. What purpose was there in editing it too? What does YouTube care? I'm not popular. Are they trying to help? I never asked. The purpose is that I do it on my own, that it's my work. I found this out at night, and as fun as it would have been to gruelingly search all of my posts for the slightest alteration, I was tired. I couldn't find anything else really wrong. Besides, as far as I'm concerned, this is all the evidence I need to believe my work is being stolen and altered. Yes, it is theft. If my drawing is taken, put through a machine, and given back to me while the forged art is published, I consider that larceny. Now, you might be sick of hearing AI being ripped on. Some people claim they can draw little or nothing more than stick figures, so they rely on artificial intelligence to make their visions clear. If you can draw nothing more than a stick figure, then you didn't choose art as your passion, or it was simply your destiny to have a different line of work. If you want to use AI to generate your own images for fun, go for it. But if you use it all the time, keep in mind the fact that artists often exist to get commissioned. There is something about the spirit and emotion that goes into a piece that a computer will never replace, even if the computer can generate an image that looks like plenty of heart went into it. If you can't relate at all, maybe think about this. What if your job was threatened by a computer? If it's happening to artists, it could certainly happen to you eventually. What if we didn't need carpenters because AI knew the appropriate edges to cut and showed startling accuracy? What if we didn't need cooks to make new recipes because the gizmo had learned enough about taste and nutrition to understand how much of each ingredient should go into a dish? What if we no longer needed bilinguals and language specialists because it knew every language, and people trusted it enough to use it? Anybody remember how the Tower of Babel went? I'm not asking you to hate AI itself. Please don't interpret it that way. I'm asking you to discern what it was made for and should be used to do. If you care about the effort that goes into anything worth accomplishing, and the satisfaction that you did it, then this should bother you, whether or not you're an artist. I do believe that there are benefits to artificial intelligence. If used responsibly, it can be helpful, but it's constantly and controversially being made known that the abilities of computers are being abused. I was not given these gifts so that a fancy bit of circuitry could alter or replace what I make. The only reason I even began with YouTube is because I found cool artists I looked up to on here. But if this mess doesn't stop and I notice any other side effects, I will pack my programs and my sketchbooks and move to another platform. Watch me. I know, such a threat, right? The point isn't to hurt YouTube though, it's to spread the word so that they might be stopped.
Whoop! That's enough angry gremlins screeching for one day.
I hope you enjoyed the video, even if it wasn't a very fun topic to have to share. Spread the word about this if you can. And if you are an artist, maybe see if you can find any of your own art being mutilated. Also, I hope I didn't scare anyone too badly. Do it because you enjoy it. Don't hide it because you're afraid it'll be replaced. Even if my art continued to get stolen, I wouldn't just stop drawing. Art is a part of me now, and nothing can steal the burst of happiness I get when I finish a well-made piece. So have fun. If I can manage it, I might just revert to straight-up videos from now on, since I haven't seen anyone say videos are being damaged. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed week.